And welcome back, laser community. So, I did that last video on how to find your colors, and I was watching it, and that video didn't really cut it for me, at least, because, well, I already had an idea of where to start. So, how do you fix that? I mean, I know the colors I work with, and I know where they need to be, so let's do something completely new. I am going to do a reused tile. It's going to be a base layer of white to cover the used portion. Then I'm going to do sun yellow, Rust-Oleum 2X. I'm going to do another Rust-Oleum. I don't recall the specific brand, but it is a John Deere green. And for a top layer, I'm going to do a Rust-Oleum again, camo series. It's kind of an olive, dusty green. It's really quite a dark green. Worked well when I was doing my Yoda and Grogu canvases. And then to top it all off, of course, is black. I really don't know where to start this one. This is usually I go yellow, orange, some other color, but this time going yellow, green, green. Um, let's take a quick cruise through my library. I'm going to do these on tiles. I've got 4 of them painted. Hopefully that's enough. I really, truly don't know how this is going to turn out. But, I've done orange, green, blue, black. Nah, I don't think that's even a good place to start. Yellow, green, blue, black. That might be at least a good starting off point. 120 and 17.5 power. My God, that is cooking. But hey, yeah, I think I might. I think I might find me an image. No, this is not the image I'm going to use. That's the one I just finished with. But I think I'll find me an image that I can do on a tile. And this is going to be my starting point. Like I said, I've got 4 tiles, so if I need to go up or down, I can. I'm betting I have to go down at least a step or two. But, hey, we'll see. What do I know? I'm just guessing here. So, if you're interested in this and want to give me a second shot at doing it right, uh, follow along with me and we'll see where we come out. Folks, I swear I really did not even mean to record this video. This is all just an accident. I was painting some tiles and just figured, what the hell? Let's go on ahead and do a video about this because I know that last one really wasn't good. And I really wanted to try a new color combination. So I was painting the tile, said, what the hell? Let's do the video. Got out here and started recording. And while I was painting the tiles, this picture you're looking at here, I was reusing some tiles that had been done before, and the image on this tile was pretty dark, and I just didn't like it. I have since learned you up the gamma when that happens and see what happens, but I digress. I was painting over this tile with the white, and it just wasn't covering at all. All right, so I hit it with a second coat of white. All right, I can still see the outline, but I think as I cover it with more paint, that's going to disappear. So I covered it with more paint, and I added John Deere green. No, excuse me, I added yellow as my second layer, third layer after the 2 white. So yellow, and I just put an average coat, not real heavy, but I wasn't trying to be super light either. And I let it dry, and it was kind of covering up the image. Then I added John Deere green, and my lord, that image sure is shining through. And then I added some uh, camo green, and that is what you're looking at here. Now, if you look at inside that circle, you'll see a line kind of looks like it might be a human body. That's because it is. That was actually a picture of me taken in my early 20s. And yeah, if you follow that outline, you can actually get a general idea of how I was built back in the day. That is a hazard of reusing tiles. And when I paint over it with black, I'm still going to see that outline. I will almost bet on it. But when I throw it on the laser and throw my image on it, see here, that is that right there is going to be this tile. And when I throw that image on the tile, the previous image will disappear. You will not see it for the most part. Uh, there is one that I did previously that I could still, if I really look, see what I think might have been part of a previous design, but it blended so perfectly that you couldn't see it. It worked really well. So far, this hasn't bitten me, even though, like I said, some of these images you just can't cover. Stick with me for a little bit. I'm still painting tiles, but once I'm done painting my tiles, I'll throw one on the laser. We'll try this image, and we're going to try it at the settings that I've got for yellow, green, blue, black. That's the closest thing I've got to these colors. And so, since I'm pretty sure this is a working set, we'll just assign that. And we are now down to 120 inches per minute and 17.5% power. Uh, Give me a bit. We'll engrave this image and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, so I said I was going to do this via library. I might as well show you how I do my libraries. So we're going to go over here and, oh wow, I don't have my library loaded. Oh, I clicked on library. That sucks. I need to load that, but library. So as I said before, and you guys saw me, I'm going to set that as where I'm going to start. But I don't have a library entry for this yet. So what I'm going to do is come over here and I am going to create new from layer. So the way I have done these, it's a painted canvas. Now, let's see here. I'm doing a tile. So we're going to call this a white tile. We do have no thickness because we're just engraving it. Here, I am going to put my colors. And this one is yellow, John Deere green, ammo green, satin black. I asked Jean to pick me up some paint the other day, and she said that they were out of the gloss black, so she picked me up some satin, and she picked me up some flat. So I'm going to try out this satin black. I think it'll go really good with the camo. And then my file type is what I'm going to put here, and I'm getting that from right here. You can see it's an image. So just so there's no confusion, this is for an image. And you can see it loads it right here. Let's see. I might have to do a little adjusting so you can see it. There we go. yellow John Deere green camo and satin black. We go in here and we've got all of the same settings. We're still at 120 and 17.5. We still got an overscan of 5. Yeah, that might be a little much, but I'm going to leave it there because it works. And I've got a scan angle of 90 degrees. And what that does, instead of the laser going side to side, it goes up to down. It seems like the lines to me are a little bit less visible that way. I've heard you can actually do some other things, change that scan angle some more, maybe a 45, or I heard one guy say a 33 works real well for him, but that 90 degree is what I typically use. Everything looks good. Um, we will go into editing after I have burned this image in. As usual, I've already taken the time and gotten it aligned. So let's get burning, and we will come back in a little bit and see how it's coming. All right, so we got to look here at what we came up with, and really, I think our power was just a little too high. I'm looking at this, and I do see some of the traces of green in here. But I think the power's too high. I don't see any of the orange or yellow. It burned right through to white. So we're going to try another image and we'll get to adjusting the power a little bit. Stick with me for just a little longer and we'll get this dialed in yet. All right, so you can see here we have us a new image. Just me thing. I kind of, when I'm dialing in my settings, I almost never use the same image twice, but I do stick with a theme. And as you can see, my theme today is Pegasus. I do have this framed, so let's step over here to our library. And once again, we've got this yellow John Deere green camo green and satin black image, and this was just way too high. So I am going to take this 17, I'm going to dial it down to say 15. I'm going to go 15 flat. And we're going to try out this next image and see what we get. As I did explain in my other video, I'm a forgetful sort. So what I'll do is when I first start trying to find these colors, I will create something like this. And when I edit them, instead of editing here or here in the instance, I go to the library and I edit my library settings. That way, when I'm happy with it, I've already got it. I should say, and I should have done, a test grid. And yeah, I really do think those are important when you're working on new materials. But in this case, I've got the material to use. I'm just killing some time, enjoying myself. Why not? I've already got a pretty good idea where I should be on my settings. I know I'm going to be somewhere in the 12 to 17 range. I really thought it was going to be fairly high. That's why I started at the 17.5. But I think backing it down to 15 this time. Oh my. Thank you for reminding me, folks. I almost screwed up here. I did edit my library. I forgot to assign it. And that's what'll change it up here to 15. So now we're in good shape. We will go over here to laser and we will click start. And it is underway, folks. I will check in with you in a little while and we will see how this comes out. Stick with me and I'll show you how this one comes out doing it. I know the 120 speed is where I like it. The 15 power, I think that's going to do us some better good. So we'll see. I'll be back in a bit. All right, so we get a look at this one, and I'm still not seeing any yellow. I'm burning through all of that. These images should have a bright background, yes, but I'd really hope to see some of that yellow. I think I'm going to lower the power. We're sitting at 15 now. I'm going to lower it one step to 12.5. Uh, I'll show you the light burn on that in just a minute, and we'll see how that next one works, and we'll go from there. All right, so here we are back in Lightburn. We've got our new image imported. Uh, like we saw there, I'm still wanting a little bit more color to come through. So I am going to back this power down one more step. So we're at 15 and we'll step it down one. That takes us down to 12 and a half. Okay. And we are going to assign that to our layer. Once again, as usual, I've got the image imported and we do have it already framed up. So we're going to get it started. Let's get back over here to the laser tab. And we will kick it off. And we will see what this comes up with in a little bit. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me. It's been a beautiful weekend here, so thanks for sticking with me, and let's see what we can come up with this time. All right, so it doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at this and see, yeah, that's pretty dark. That's definitely not the look I was after. I mean, it's still an XTool. The quality is there. It's just, the detail work, I'm still able to see that in the tile, but it's way too dark. This is just bad. So, and some of that might be the using the satin black instead of the gloss black. But yeah, this is not what I'm after. So let's step over to Lightburn and see what we can do next. All right, so obviously those were not the colors we were looking for. Our 12 and a half was really just too dark. I don't usually do the deviate between. I let it go from 12.5 to 15 to 17.5, and that's usually my MO. But this time, I really thought that the 15 really was still just a little bit too light. The 12 and a half was definitely a little bit too dark. So I think I'm going to try something different and go with a 13.75. We're going to land right there in the middle between the two and see what that gives us. Um, we'll see. But 13.8, we're at 13.75. Yeah, let's go with this and see what we've got from here, folks, because I think we're getting close. Honestly, this is what I do every time. So stick with me and we'll wrap this up and see how it comes out. And here we have the 13.8. Still 120 inches per second. And yeah, I think that came out probably about as good as I could expect. I'm not sure I would ever use this color combination again. And I kind of wish I had a couple more tiles to test with. But yeah, I think that this is the one I would go with. If you stuck with me this far, hey, you're a trooper. How about hitting that like button for me? Subscribe to the channel. I'm always looking for new ideas to put out videos. Just give me a like, thumbs up, hey, whatever. But I will talk to y'all later. This is Steven with S&J Custom Works. See y'all later.